What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Adventures in Welding. Today we've got another little quick machining video for you. As I said in the other machining video, if this isn't something that you're into, feel free to skip over it. There's over 150 some other videos of mine you can watch. Anyway, today's project. Vacuum cleaner wheels. These are just, the rollers off my vacuum, and one of them getting a little worn down, so I thought we'd make a couple of replacement parts for them out of delrin plastic. This is a really easy project we're going to do. Oopsies. Yeah. The old caliper on here. And how well you can see the numbers there. This is supposed to be 2-inch delrin, and it's 2.0045. That's close enough, right? And 9.2 thick. And the little central hub portion there at its widest point is about 0.935. So, I've cut us a nice little puck here out of delrin on the bandsaw, so it's a little wobbly. So our first step is going to be to face it off, and that's just to make the two sides parallel to each other and perpendicular to this edge. So let's get it chucked up in the lathe and we'll get started. Okay, as you can see, I've got it chucked up here in the lathe, using the outside jaws here in the chuck, because there's no way to grip it from the inside. We're going to turn this on to about 600 RPM, and I'm using a round nose tool. So basically we're going to touch off here, then I'll lock the carriage, and using the cross feed we will simply make some nice little cuts until we smooth out this face. I find that a round nose tool makes a smoother finish. And we are basically just going to keep going in and out until we have a smooth face. The carriage is locked. Pardon the jitteriness here. I'm going to move the camera so you can see what's going on. So we feed in with the compound, about 20 thousandths, and then we feed out, or crosswise, with the cross slide. And we keep doing this until we have a nice flat face. Now I'm not going to make you watch me do this 20 or so times, so I'll be back when we have it nice and flat now. So we'll take it out, flip it over, and we'll repeat the operation on the other side. I'm going to turn on real slow here at first just to make sure everything's feeding right. Alright, we're down to taking our last pass here. It's going to be a very nice, light finishing pass. Barely touching the surface just to make sure everything is nice and smooth. Okay. Now, as you can see here, we have a nice selection of center drills. We're going to pick one that's relatively close to the size of the hole we're going to drill. And then this bad boy just gets chucked up in the tailstock, just like that. Then we can bring the tailstock in This is one of the downsides of the mini lathes. You really don't have a lot of working room. And my big fat Eastern European sausage fingers don't make it any easier, trust me. Now there is a little cam lock kit that you can get for this particular lathe and tailstock. Believe me, I'll be picking that up in the near future. Alright. Drill our center hole, and we don't want to go any more than about 3/4 of the... Ooh, look at that. That was almost bad. Always take your chuck key out. Drill our center hole. And that's about as far as we want to go. Now, if this were steel and it were all thick and whatnot, then we would do step drilling and work our way up. But this is delrin. It's a relatively soft plastic, so we can get away with just drilling it with the correct sized bit. It has a 1/4 inch shaft that these wheels ride on. So we are going to use the clearance drill for a 1/4 inch shaft. What size is that? Why don't you look it up? Post it in the comments down below on the doodly-doo. And the first person with the correct answer will get a nice shout out. So now we drill our through hole. Very nice and simple. I'm just watching the back side of the piece for the drill bit to pop through. And we're through. Alright, you can see here we have our lines marked. And the next thing we're going to do is use our ground profiling tool to hog out that material and give this a really nice look. We're right where we need to be. About 500 RPM here. Again, we're going to lock the carriage. All this work is going to be done with the cross feed and the compound. So we come in and touch off, and then we simply feed out until we touch our lines. This delrin doesn't really throw chips, so to speak. And we come in and move until we touch our line again. Come in, move until we touch our line. Alright, I'll come back when we're almost at the end. Alright, our last cut for this side. And we'll take it out and flip it over. these delrin pseudo chips can be a real pain in the butt to deal with. That is it for that operation. And now we're just going to put a file on the edges so we don't have anything too rough there. Look at that mess from the delrin. Man, stuff machine's really nice, but sure makes a mess. When you're using a file on a lathe, you want to make sure you use one with a handle, so if it does kick back at you, it doesn't stab you. So as you can see, it doesn't take much. Just a little touch. The old rotatey-tatey. So there, my friends, is the first back wheel I created. And there's the front wheel that we just did together. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm on Patreon if you guys are interested in that. I don't have any videos up there yet, but there'll be a couple coming up soon, and our next video coming out the 28th of September will be a welding video again. Thanks for watching. We're almost to 500 subscribers. When we get there, we'll be having the argon regulator giveaway. So that's it. I got nothing else to say. You guys get the hell out of my shop.